This is Oobi Logo.
Presents It's Silly Girl and Silly Boy and more. Hey, who is that? It's Silly Girl. This is Silly Girl, and she has blonde hair and blue eyes. See how beautiful she is? And she has blonde hair and blue eyes. And her favorite color is pink because I know just because there's some of the girls who love favorite colors pink, like Hello Kitty, Barbie, and all kinds of girly stuff. Especially when Silly Girl loves these Disney princesses. That's right. And I'm going to show you those Silly Girl pictures. And I'm going to show you these pictures of Silly Girl and Silly Boy and more of these pictures. Are you ready to see it? Great. Enjoy. It's Valentine's Day of 2025. And since it's Valentine's Day of 2025, I'm going to show you these pretty girl named Silly Girl. See how pretty she is. I want to see if she can open her eyes. Oh, there you go. She opened her eyes. And this is what her voice sounds like. Hello, I am Silly Girl. Hi, Silly Girl. How are you doing? I'm pretty good. Silly Girl, you're so beautiful with blonde hair and blue eyes. Blondie hair, bluey eyes. Blondie, bluey eyes. Thank you. You're welcome, Silly Girl. Okay, I don't have to talk to you, okay? I'm just going to talk maybe later. I'm just going to see your pictures of you, Silly Girl. And also, not only just you, it's just like your twin brother named Silly Boy, right? Your twin brother's named Silly Boy, right? Yep. And your favorite color is pink, and Silly Boy's favorite color is blue. Yep. And you'll see Silly Boy later. But right now it's mostly just Silly Girl, Barney, and Girl Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse. And all kinds of some of the TV references, some of the references and stuff like that. So yeah, let's continue showing these more pictures of the Silly Girl pictures. So anyways, here are the Silly Girl pictures I want to show you guys. That I drew. I think I gotta go, Silly Girl. I don't have to talk to you. I'm just gonna say any. Well, you can say something to me if you want, but you don't have to. I don't have to talk unless you tell me. Okay. So yeah, for some reason on the left it has the word Nick, but it's kind of like the Nickelodeon reference. So yeah, instead of her pink wings, her wings are orange instead. So yeah, it's okay. You close your eyes now. Okay, here is the picture I want to show you. This. I'm just gonna start the very first picture I drew. This is the first picture I drew, Silly Girl, and next is another picture of Silly Girl. Like I did show you that. Like I already showed you that picture. And third is this is the 2024 version of Silly Girl. And I can see the eyes. It looks instead of the error part. Here's another picture of Silly Girl. And it looks the same like the original one. Well, this is the very first original picture of Silly Girl, my made-up character, and this is like the different looks a little differences on the eyelashes. I can see. And let's see some more Silly Girl pictures. Okay, here's another picture of the Silly Girl picture, and look, she looks beautiful. This is actually that was drawn in 2024 that I drew. I was going to show you, showing everyone my made-up character Silly Girl. It's a lot of fun for showing that beautiful, see how beautiful silly girl is. And here's another picture of silly girl, and she probably loves anybody. And silly girl loves pink a lot. I did wrote silly girl. I did wrote love in case she does. Her favorite shape is a heart, and her favorite color is pink. Well, she doesn't mind wearing an orange wing. She is dressed as a fairy. She's not really a fairy. She's actually a human being. And silly girl loves to dance as a fairy. And silly girl, here's the picture. As you can see, silly girl. And look, and yeah, here's a picture of this picture. Here it is. And here's a silly girl with Barney the dinosaur. Well, I guess he was. I'm just pretending that silly girl saw. She did see Barney the dinosaur in person. But I think they decided to go on a date, but they thought they're just instead of they're going on a date to have a crush on Barney the dinosaur. Well, for Barney the dinosaur, they're just going on a date just for right now, just not not forever. But they don't want to date them from now on. But if silly girl said they didn't want to date forever, it's fine. She said she doesn't have to do that. And anyways, here's silly girl with Barney. And aw, she hugged Barney the dinosaur while they're in love. They think they're in love right now, like they're dating. They look like they have a crush on Barney the dinosaur. Well, they're no longer dating dinosaur now until right now. I was imagining now they're just friends with Barney. And then she kissed Barney the dinosaur. And she cuddled Barney the dinosaur. Well, and here's silly girl. Right now you'll see she's not dressing as a fairy. Now she's just wearing her pretty dress only. And silly girl loves to dance and have fun. Okay. Here's silly girl. I did draw a lot of these silly girl pictures. Look, she's getting closer. Here's another picture of this silly girl. And here she is dancing. Silly girl just she was just doing a half eye looking. She just felt like she just felt like a loving face, whatever that is. I don't know. How does she feel? Like she looks happy and glad. She does love to put hearts. She said, "I love you. I love you." She does like it. She loves pretty hearts. She likes to do "I love you." She likes to have "I love you." She loves anybody, as long as they're people who are nice and kind. That is, and friendship. And she put their "I love." Did their love sign language XOXO. And she loves to think about having fun. She likes to do some fun stuff. Silly girl was laying on her pillow. Here's silly girl. And here's the picture of my silly girl. I did do a lot of these silly girl pictures. Here's another picture of silly girl. I did draw with markers. And she's closing it. Now she's just wearing her leggings and the short shirt to wear. I'm not sure if she brought it. Now she's working out. She's stretching her leg on her, stretching and touching her toes. Now she's just standing and now she's wearing her leggings. Well, he's only touching with her tushy, with her on the table. Now she's just yawning. Looks like she's just stretching and yawning. She loves to give. She likes to look at. I don't know what to say about this picture, but Silly girl likes to give people hugs. She was just pretending to hug. She was just pretending that someone was here to hug people. Well, this is silly girl. I think this is what with her hair and her back. Silly girl is the crop top and her leggings. Yeah, everything she wore everything she wore is pink. Well, this one she mostly is only did one picture with red clothes instead of pink. Now she has a Disney Princess TV and a VCR DVD combo unit with the Disney princesses. And silly girl well, she's just looking at the TV. She was just not watching TV. I could tell I guess they only had the white screen on the TV. It didn't look. I didn't color it black or anything I didn't add something on the TV. So yeah, for some reason. Oh, this is not silly girl, but it's Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse. This is my drawing version of Gabby's Dollhouse, by the way. And here's the girl Gabby, and then suddenly, a girl Gabby with those Gabby cats from Gabby's Dollhouse, until another girl appeared, but it's silly girl, but with her, she dressed as a fairy. Well, Gabby on Gabby's Dollhouse, her favorite color is rainbow, but silly girl loves favorite color is pink a lot, the most, just because of the girly look. And I guess I was imagining that silly girl met the Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse in person for the first time. I was imagining. And silly girl was saying that, "Hello, I am silly girl. What's your name? I'm Gabby." "It's you, Gabby. I know you." "And what's your name?" said Gabby. "I am silly girl." Yep. And here's silly girl Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse. Oh, and that right here is the PBS Kids. That! They look like they're having fun spending time with silly girl and Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse, and they're holding their hands. This is a TV reference on the Gabby's Dollhouse reference in Silly Girl. And they're just looks like they're in love, but they're both girls actually. But they're actually best friends, but so yeah. Now here's a silly girl's twin brother named Silly Boy, and he has blonde hair, blue eyes, and his favorite color is blue. This is the very first picture drawing of Silly Boy actually. Hold on, let me just check. Yeah. Oh, I'm just checking if there's works. Silly Boy's favorite color is blue instead, but not pink. Well, the first drawing is he has wearing his orange shirt, he's wearing his blue shirt, orange shorts, and oh yeah, he is wearing his socks. But mostly the Silly Boy picture will have a t-shirt or some long pants and mostly his blue shorts and shoes or socks, whatever that is. So yeah, that's the first picture of Silly Boy. Now here's Silly Boy. Well, he didn't met Silly Girl, but here's Silly Girl he's pretending he's meeting a girl, but I guess he was practicing dating pretending. Yep, Silly Boy and Silly Girl are twins actually. They're actually siblings. Silly Boy was born first and then Silly Girl was born next. And yep, they're actually twins. They're not friends, they're just siblings. And they're just holding their hands, but they're just pretend I guess they're pretending they're dating I guess I'm just gonna, instead of a girlfriend, just say girl sister or whatever that is, because they're just like dating. They look like they're going on dates, but they're just holding hands. They're just having fun, spending time, and they're actually best brothers and sisters, twins ever, including when they're kids. But Silly Girl loves to do some girly stuff, and Silly Boy likes to do some anything stuff. Well, I don't know. Silly Girl does like some other things besides just girly stuff, not only just girly. Yeah. Silly Boy likes some, if he likes some boy stuff, he likes to do some action figures and Transformers and he also likes kids stuff as well. Both Silly Boy and Silly Girl likes kids shows. But Silly Girl won't mind other things besides girl stuff. And Silly Boy kind of don't mind the girly stuff too sometimes. As long as Silly Boy was with Silly Girl, that'll be fine. If so, yeah. And Silly Boy and Silly Girl look like they're holding their hands. Well, you did. That's here. They're also holding the hand on the previous one. Now this one, they're holding their hands. And they're actually twins, Silly Boy and Silly Girl. Oh yeah, Silly Boy looks like having a beard a little bit. Well, I was saying about Silly Boy and Silly Girl are actually 18 or 19-year-old. They're actually 18-year-old and 19-year-olds. They're probably kind of like a grown up, but they're not older adults yet. But yeah, but they're kind of like a more like a kind of like a teenager or something like that. So yeah, Silly Boy and Silly Girl are twins. This is what Silly Boys sound like. Hello, I am Silly Boy, and Silly Girl. Hello, I am Silly Girl. Yep. Now, Silly Boy and Silly Girl have wearing their favorite colors shirts. Well, both shorts are blue, and Silly Boy wearing her wearing his blue shirt, but which has the word boy on it, and Silly Girl was wearing her favorite color pink, and it has the word girl on it, and she was wearing her teeny teeny tiny bit of crop top. I could see her teeny tiny belly button. So yeah, it's not a little, it's a teeny tiny little crop top because I could see her belly button showing. It looks like they're in love, but they're just pretending to have a crush on a Silly Boy had a crush on her sister, but yeah, but they're just pretending to have a boyfriend girlfriend, but they're just loving and getting closer, but they're actually just brothers and sisters. And here, Silly Boy and Silly Girl loves these childhood favorite memories, TV shows. It says, Silly Girl would love Dora a lot, but Silly Boy kind of don't mind Dora, but he likes Go Diego Go. He says Dora, Teletubbies, Booba, Thomas and Friends, Sesame Street, Blue's Clues, Little Bear, Oobi. And so much more. And Silly Girl, and like Sesame Street, PBS Kids, and more. It's a cyber chase. And Silly Girl, for the yellow ones, he likes other things besides girl ones, like Sesame Street, Barney, Booba, Teletubbies, and more. And she likes, and if she loves, if she loves other things, kid shows the most besides the girly ones, she likes Barney the most. So yeah, and her girly one she likes is Barbie, My Little Pony, Disney Princesses, Care Bears, Dora the Explorer, and more. And all kinds of girly shows. I don't know if Dora the Explorer is a girly one. It's kind of, not too girly-ish, but yeah. She does love, Silly Girl loves all kinds of girly stuff. But not only that Silly Girl loves the girly stuff. So yeah. And there are siblings. Silly Boy's favorite color is blue, and Silly Girl's favorite color is pink. His favorite shape is a star, and Silly Girl's favorite shape is a heart. Okay, let's continue. Look how funny he is. Silly Boy was laying on her belly. He is actually laying on her belly, not the whole body. Mostly he's laying on his belly. Silly Girl puts her hair on the floor up. So yeah, she's just laying down. Now Silly Girl has a different hairstyle with Silly Boy. Well, I think Silly Boy did that to her. And now Silly Girl with a different hairstyle. There are 3 ponytails. Well, one is behind, 2 on the other sides. On each left and right sides. She probably had a big, long, pretty hair. Well, silly girl actually had a. She only had a little bit of hairstyle. If she didn't have, she probably had a big belt behind or a rubber band behind her head. She probably had a little bit of hair. I don't know, but I think this is what she looked like when she was a normal looking girl. When she already this is what I guess I was imagining that silly girl looks like, where there is no hair. Oh no, there is no hairstyle. A silly girl with silly boy. They look like they'd like to have fun just putting their on their backs. This silly girl has pretty long hair. And silly boy. Here's silly boy. His favorite shape is a star. And here's silly girl. And her favorite shape is a heart. Silly girl loves hearts the most. And her favorite color is pink. Now, silly girl, she looked like a costume. Now she just dressed as a mermaid. She's wearing her mermaid and or I don't want to talk about the front part, but here her dress. And the left has a blue color and the pink color on the paw prints. Yeah. And there's her pretty dress on so yeah. Now silly girl has a mermaid, but instead of pink she has a red one instead. And look how silly girl do 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 do. Now she's a hula girl. Now her hair looks a lot beautiful. She's a hula girl. She loves to be hula. She I just fell in love with that person when she looks like that. Now, there's Thomas the Tank Engine. Here's silly boy and silly girl. Well, silly girl doesn't mind seeing Thomas the Tank Engine, but silly boy likes Thomas the Tank Engine. But mostly silly boy likes Thomas the Tank Engine. So yeah, silly girl likes to join and see Thomas too. He did see him in person. Here's the Thomas and the railroad crossing sign with two R's right here, like I usually see in the United States. Any of the two R's of the railroad crossings was anything that's seen in the United States. So yeah, which I seen that two R's in Thomas the Tank Engine from my childhood. Me, Anthony Fritchley, from my childhood. Yeah, I'm me, Anthony Fritchley. I'm the one that did say that. Now, a silly girl met Kermit the Frog here. And then, here's Kermit the Frog from Muppets and Sesame Street. Yeah, mostly Kermit the Frog was in the Muppets. Yes, Kermit the Frog was also in Sesame Street, not only just the Muppets. Now, here's silly girl met Big Bird from Sesame Street. I'm Big Bird. I live on Sesame Street. And silly girl met Big Bird in person. Silly girl loves Sesame Street. She probably likes Sesame Street. Now silly boy is laying on her belly. On a skin belly this time. Now here's Bob and Larry from VeggieTales. Silly girl met Bob and Larry. There's, in case you didn't know these hand puppets, these are actually Oobi, Grandpoo, Uma, and Keiko. And silly girl was pretending had a googly eye. She didn't have a real Oobi eye. She had a googly eye. She's pretending that silly girl is Uma, since she's a girl. And silly girl's favorite character on Oobi is Uma from Oobi. But and silly boy's favorite character from Oobi is Oobi, Keiko, Grandpoo. And the Oobi, Grandpoo, Uma, and Keiko. Oobi! Woo! Keiko! And I know the same voice actor of Keiko who did, I forget his name. He also voices Bear same voice like Bear from Bear in the Big Blue House and Keiko from Oobi. So yeah. And now silly girl's dressing as an employee. She's wearing a McDonald's. She's an employee. She likes to work in the McDonald's. Now silly girl saw Winnie the Pooh. Hi Pooh. Huh? Who are you? I don't think you're Christopher Robin. The silly girl said, No, I'm not Christopher Robin. You're so beautiful. I'm a pretty girl. I'm not a boy, I'm a pretty girl. Silly girl loves wearing her pretty dresses. I don't think you're Christopher Robin, said Pooh. No, I'm not Christopher Robin. Oh yeah, I remember the girl named Darby from My Friends Tigger and Pooh. Darby's a girl, and you're a girl. I'm not Darby, but I am Silly Girl, she said to Pooh. Now, Silly Girl's wearing like a regular clothes, but it's in the summer clothes. She's wearing her pink shirt and her blue shorts and her pink socks and her pink shoes drawing. Now, here are the Silly Girl's family, which here are the twins. Here are the siblings. Well, one is the stepbrother. The left is the Silly Girl's parents. I only showed these Silly Girl's parents once. The only time I'm going to show you in this video. I think I'm calling her Silly Girl's mom's name is Rosie, and Silly Girl's dad's name George. Here are the Silly Girl's siblings. First is Sally Girl. Second is Silly Boy, which is the first twin, and the second twin, and the third one is Silly Girl. Well, actually, the fourth one is not. And the last one is Penny Girl. Well, it's Tommy Boy would have been a stepbrother, actually. So yeah. Okay, here's a Booba reference. This is actually sister from Booba, and here's Jingba next to Silly Girl, and she did kind of met sister in person. I guess I was imagining she was just daydreaming or dreaming. And it's still Silly Girl. Look how different her hairstyle is. This is Silly Girl. Okay, here's the person I showed you. That it's not Tommy Boy, but that I made up. This is actually his Silly Tone. His name is Tony. I think that would have been Silly Girl's boyfriend. Well, he's in love with Tommy Boy was in love with Silly Girl. And Silly Girl loves pink. She loves Barbie, Disney princesses, My Little Pony, Gabby's Dollhouse, pink colors, and more. And Silly Girl has a crown. Hey, look! Silly Boy and Silly Girl and Penny Girl are eating ice cream. And Silly Girl has a strawberry ice cream. Silly Boy has a chocolate ice cream, and Penny Girl has a plain ice cream or a vanilla ice cream. Penny Girl has a vanilla ice cream. Silly Boy has a chocolate ice cream, and Silly Girl has a strawberry ice cream. And Silly Girl's favorite ice cream she loves the most is the strawberry ice cream. But she loves all kinds of milk and ice cream. So yeah. And they're eating ice cream. Oh yeah, I saw it a little blurry, but here's the Silly Girl's best girlfriends. She has girlfriends. She does have friends. Here's little Aubrey, Sylvania, Sonia, and here's Silly Girl, Sonia, Sylvania, and little Aubrey. Little Aubrey, it's not little Audrey, it's little Aubrey. So yeah, you'll see more little Aubrey later, but yeah. Anyways, here's Silly Girl. Look, she looks like this is Silly Girl, how pretty she is. Now here's here's some Silly Girl's friends and sisters. Here's Silly Girl's sisters is Sally Girl and Penny Girl, And Silly Girl's friends are Sylvania, Sonia, and Little Aubrey. And Little Aubrey is kind of more silly and goofier than Silly Girl. She's kind of a little autism. And here's Silly Girl with Little Aubrey. Little Aubrey was wearing her crop top with her belly button showing. But she is the silliest, goofiest girl ever. But she's not like Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory. But she is a nice and kind girl. She's not only into goofy, she is also a kindly and friendly girl as well. So yeah, your Silly Girl and her best friend Aubrey. Well, I guess Aubrey's favorite color. She kind of like her favorite color is like orange, magenta, pink, and red. I think those and blue. Though I think those are her top 5 favorite colors. And your Silly Girl with Little Aubrey. Little Aubrey is in love with Silly Girl's twin brother named Silly Boy, and they look like they're just having fun playing their balls, and they're throwing their balls at Silly Boy. And Silly Girl was watching Silly Boy with Aubrey. Look like they're having fun, but they're both wearing crop tops. Silly Girl and Aubrey. look at Aubrey over there. It looks like she's being silly. She likes to have fun being silly. She was just looked like she's just doing that. Sort of like she's playing stop, drop, and roll. Here's her favorite ball. She has a white ball. Penny Girl was watching Aubrey. Silly Boy and Silly Girl is Aubrey, and that's Tommy Boy. That's not Tony, but Tommy Boy. His Silly Girl's stepbrother. And Silly Girl was trying to Silly Girl is just looking at and smiling. Silly Girl is just looking at Tony, but Tony wasn't sure if she was going to talk. I guess Tony was the one that she was trying to say something to Silly Girl, but she's kind of a little nervous. And Silly Boy said to Tony, don't, you can say something to her. She's a kind girl. She was Tony, but Tony wasn't sure if she was going to say something to Silly Girl, because Tony was trying to think of something, but Silly Girl was interested in that boy over there. He likes to go on a date with him, but they're just having a fun dating just for fun. And Silly Girl and Tony are in love. Now Silly Girl was wearing a magenta shirt, or a magenta is actually a color actually, a magenta pinkish reddish shirt, and her black legging pants, and her pink socks, I believe. And Silly Girl was wearing her red shirt, I think it's dark blue or black pants, I believe, with a crop top with her belly button showing. Oh, here's Snick Jr. Face. Hi there, it's me, Face. Look, what did I saw? It's Silly Girl. Hello, Face. Is that you, Face? Yes. Burr, burr, burr. I'm Face here. Hi there, Face here. Burr, burr, burr. Burr, burr, burr. That's Nick Jr. Face, and also that Face on Face's Music Party. There's Nick Jr. Face and Face's Music Party. Now, Silly Girl was trying to play the tuba. It's hard for her to playing a tuba. Here Silly Girl's giving a thumbs up in a love sign language, and Penny Girl was waving hi. Well, Silly Girl has blonde hair, blue eyes, and Penny Girl has blonde hair, brown eyes. Penny Girl is the only child who has brown eyes. Now here's the VeggieTales reference once again. Here's silly girl with Larry the cucumber. I think they, and Larry said, Bob, I think they're trying. I guess he was afraid that they might gonna eat it, but silly girl wasn't gonna eat Larry the cucumber. Now here's two versions of the blonde hair, blue eyed girl. I didn't make up that second one. That's Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory, and that's Silly Girl. And that Dee Dee and Silly Girl is not like Dee Dee. So Dee Dee is kind of like an annoying person, like in Dexter's Laboratory. So yeah, I remember Mandark was in love with Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter, the boy genius who built his own laboratory. Dee Dee was taller than Dexter. Oh, silly boy's laying on her belly. That's her name is Aubrey, with her red hair and blue eyes. And silly girl's brother, silly boy, is laying on her wherever her on her close to her belly or something. And silly girl just likes looking on the floor, or looking on herself, wherever that is. And her favorite shape is a heart. Silly girl loves pink. And she loves to think about fun stuff as well. And Tony and Silly Girl Tony is in love with Silly Girl. Oh, Tony, Silly Girl's boyfriend, he has red hair and orange hair and green eyes. He has a rare green eyes person. Ah, Silly Girl is hugging Tony because they're best friends. They're best boy and girlfriend ever. They're just dating just for fun. They're only just dating just for fun. They're not doing something very importantly. They just like to have fun spending time with Tony. She loves hugging people. Silly Girl loves to hug people. Silly Girl likes to wear her... Look, she has wearing her different dress, and she's wearing her dress... she's wearing her different dress. I guess she likes to do whatever that is. Silly Girl likes to do some fun. Silly Girl... Now here's Penny Girl was wearing her bathing suit, and here's the Coppertone reference right here. This is not a Coppertone girl. This is actually a different girl. But she is a girl, but that's Silly Girl's younger sister named Penny Girl. Yeah, and with her pet dog. I didn't name her dog yet. I think I'll call her... I don't know. I don't know what. I think I'll call him the dog, Silly Girl dog. I'll call it Silly Dog. Yeah, I'll call the dog Silly Dog. So yeah, Silly Dog. And Silly Girl was wearing a different dress, but he's just giving a love sign language and say hi, wave or something. I love you. Now she's stretching, and she's wearing her exercise stretchy, comfy leggings, comfy leggings, comfy pants. Now on Halloween, here's the Halloween picture. Silly Girl's dressing as a fairy, like she said that she used to do that on her dance. Oh yeah, Silly Girl loves to wear her dresses. She loves to dance on her. Silly Girl loves to... anyways, I'm not going to say... anyways, Silly Girl was dressing up for Halloween, and she has a witch hat. And Silly Boy was dressing up as a Pac-Man ghost, and he's wearing a mask. And here's the jack-o'-lantern next to Silly Girl and Silly Boy. And here's the here's the ghost. That wasn't a real ghost, I just drew a picture. And Tony, Silly Girl's boyfriend, would have been... he's dressed as a Clyde from an orange Pac-Man ghost, which is Clyde. Silly Boy dressed as Inky from Pac-Man, and Aubrey, she dressed like that looks like Lisa Simpson's from the kind of look like she dresses as Lisa Simpson, but she has a Gabby cat ears from Gabby's Dollhouse, and Penny Girl has a witch hat, and she just dressed as a kind of like a fairy or a butterfly. She looks similar like Silly Girl. She has a pink. She has a magenta. Look at these beautiful costumes on Halloween. Yep, Halloween. And here she's dressing up a brown dress and her brown comfy leggings and her red socks and her turkey slippers and her turkey hat. She's wearing that on Thanksgiving Day. And here's the turkey, the NBC turkey. So here's the turkey on the right side. And Silly Girl dressed as a Santa, well, the girly Christmas clothes and her Santa hat. She dressed like that on Christmas time. It's a Christmas time. Well, Silly Girl wasn't sure about Dan Sobel. I don't. And here's Silly Girl with her. That's my own version, my own drawing of Charlie Brown. I didn't draw Charlie Brown right, but here's Silly Girl with her different hairstyle with two ponytails. And Silly Girl loves pink, and she loves thinking about these pink, pretty castles. And her favorite feeling is in love. Oh yeah, Silly Girl loves to dance, and she loves to dance like Sugar Plum Fairy. She loves to dance on her plays and stuff like that. Now here, Silly Girl was spending time and having fun with her best friend, number one best friend in the whole world, with autistic silly person named Aubrey, with her magenta shirt and her belly button, with a crop top with her belly button showing. And then Silly Girl and Aubrey were both wearing the same dresses, except Aubrey was wearing her blue dress. These two things you don't want to talk about, but it wasn't a part of her dress. That would have been her bra. So yeah. That would have been her bra. And Silly Girl has a pink heart and a red heart. Her favorite color is red and magenta and pink. And blue and orange. Those are her top. She has 5 different favorite colors. I think her favorite color would have been. She doesn't mind pink. She probably loves pink most. Aubrey kind of don't mind pink colors, but Silly Girl loves pink the most. Here's and Aubrey was wearing her different dress. She's wearing her blue pretty dress, but it's different than Silly Girl's dress. Now Silly Girl is just dressed as a mermaid. Look how. And Silly Girl, Little Mermaid. And there's the Bikini Bottom. Silly Girl was at the Bikini Bottom from SpongeBob. Here's SpongeBob SquarePants' place. Well, I always wish that there wouldn't have a lot of mermaids. And there are some mermaids in SpongeBob or King Neptune. I guess her favorite part in SpongeBob were the mermaids. Including Mindy from SpongeBob movie. Here, Silly Girl Silly Girl was wearing her short shirt or bra, and her comfy leggings. And Aubrey was having fun staying on a ball with her tushy, and she's kind of a goofy, silly girl. She's probably more silly than Silly Girl. She loves to do some silly things. They both love to do silly things, have fun. They're both having a lot of fun. Here's Silly Girl and little Aubrey. Look, Silly Boy was working in the perk. The Panther, the perk. I'm got the Panther, the perk. And here's Silly Girl. Oh yes, it's like cut out lines with the Silly Girl. Yeah, one of the other foot is missing, like a missing piece I see at the bottom of the leg. But actually it's made of paper, so yeah. Here's Silly Girl. And here's Silly Girl and Silly Boy. And Silly Girl was wearing her crop top, or a stretchy shirt and the stretchy leggings. And Silly Boy was wearing his white t-shirt and and his blue shorts and his brown shoes and white socks. And Silly Girl has barefoot. And Silly Girl loves pink and Silly Boy loves blue. Silly Girl's favorite color is pink, and Silly Boy's favorite favorite color is blue, and his favorite color, his favorite shape is a star, and her favorite shape is a heart. And they're both, but they're actually siblings. They're not friends. They're just siblings. They're actually brothers and sisters, and they're both born with twins. Oh, here's Silly Girl with Elmo Cookie Monster. I'm Elmo, and I'm Cookie Monster. It looks kind of like a orange butt with a butterfly or a moth, whatever that is. Whatever I drew. And there's Silly Girl. Here's Silly Girl. It looks. She's just kind of looking at the heart. It is Valentine, so yeah. Here's Silly Boy and Silly Girl as twins. Here's Silly Girl. She loves to dance. Here's Silly Girl. Here's the one that's been cut out again. Here are the 4 seasons of Silly Girl. Here's spring for Silly Girl. Here's spring. Here's summer. She's wearing her bathing suits with this is her bikini. She's kind of wearing her bikini or something. Fall. It's fall. In winter. And here's Silly Boy. His favorite color is blue. And his favorite color is blue. And his favorite shape is heart. And here's a male, it's a first twin. And this is Silly Girl. And Silly Girl's favorite color is pink. And she's the second twin. She's a female, and her favorite shape is a heart, and her favorite color is pink. Just, a lot of girls' favorite color is pink. Especially when Silly Girl loves these Disney princesses. And Silly Boy and Silly Girl are wearing these 2 favorite color shirts. Silly Boy's favorite color is blue, and Silly Girl's favorite color is pink. Silly Boy's wearing a blue shirt, and Silly Girl's wearing a pink shirt. And they're both wearing red shorts, and Silly Girl's wearing her pink socks, and Silly Boy's wearing her white socks. Silly Boy's wearing a brown shoes, and Silly Girl's wearing a pink shoes. His favorite shape is a star, and her favorite shape is a heart. Here's Silly Boy and Silly Girl. And they were twins. Here's Silly Boy and Silly Girl. Here's Silly Girl. Silly Girl. How pretty she is. Hey, look! Silly Boy and Silly... These are actually babies. This is actually Silly Boy and Silly Girl as babies. Would have been a long time ago. They would have been like almost a year old. They look like 10 or 11 months old babies. These are actually babies. One with her eyelashes is actually Silly Girl, and Silly Boy with none eyelashes is, and that left is the boy, and right is the girl, actually. This is Silly Boy and Silly Girl as babies. They're both twins. Well, Silly Boy, I was imagining he's 1 minute older than Silly Girl. So yeah. And they're actually, and then Silly Boy, Silly Girl as babies, but they're wearing but when they're wearing her pajamas as twins, they decided to have their stereotype of favorite colors. Silly Boy as a baby has a blue pajamas, and Silly Girl as a baby, she's wearing a pink pajamas. I was thinking they were actually almost 1 year old. This is the early 2006. I think they weren't a year old yet, but yeah. Now here's Silly Girl and Penny Girl are at the beach. Now I'm saying that it says at the beaches, and during the summertime. They're both look like bikinis or bathing suits. They're both wearing pink bathing suits. Yep. And there's the yellow sand and the blue ocean. I didn't draw like too much waves, whatever that is. And here's Silly Girl. Her favorite shape is a heart, and her favorite color is pink. Here's Silly Girl. It has with the USA. And here's Silly Girl was trying to see when Silly Girl and Penny Girl loves to see Aubrey, and Aubrey was dancing and exciting to see she was being silly and exciting to see Silly Girl, and Aubrey likes to dance like, "Hello, it's nice to see you," said Aubrey. "I'd like to see you." And with Aubrey wearing her crop top with her belly button showing. I'm not sure if it looked like they're having fun cuddling. Tony and Silly Girl are cuddling and snuggling. They like to have fun enjoying cuddling. I'm not sure if that's appropriate. But anyways. Now here's Silly Girl and Penny Girl. Well, this time with a Pac-Man, a crazy Pac-Man. The Cookie Monster Pac-Man goes. And here's Silly Girl with the boo buzz. Yeah, here's Silly Girl with the boo buzz. Here's Silly Girl as a mermaid. And here's Silly Girl met Dash and Dot from PBS Kids. "I'm Dot. Nice to meet you, Silly Girl." And Silly Girl knows Dot and Dash before they met them in person. But Dot and Dash never met Silly Girl in person, though. This is how they meet Silly Girl. Like Dash kind of fell in love with Silly Girl, but she already had a boyfriend. Her bottom is itching. I guess Silly Girl's butt is itching. Now she's having fun. Silly Girl and Aubrey were having fun chatting and having fun spending time with Aubrey, and they're both wearing her crop tops with their belly button showing, and they're barefoot. And Silly Boy Tony and Silly Girl are in love. Speaking of Valentine's Day, and they're both actually Tony and Silly Boy are both wearing white shirts actually, and Tony was kind of wearing her long pants, and Silly Boy's wearing shorts, and her pretty Silly Girl with pretty dresses. And Silly Girl likes to have fun. She likes to have fun looking. She's just stretching. They're just doing whatever she wants to do with her stretchy, comfy leggings and her short crop top shirt. Actually, kind of like a bra, but it's not more like a kind of a short t-shirt. She's actually wearing her gym clothes, wherever that is. Here's Silly Girl and Silly Boy holding their hands. Here's fairy. Here's Silly Girl dressed as a fairy, and she dressed as a mermaid. Now here's Silly Boy laying down with Silly Girl, and here's Petty Girl and Silly Girl holding their hands. Oh, Silly Girl. She wished she would been she would just miss her. She missed being a kid. She sometimes missed being a kid, so she's kind of a little sad. But she likes to think about nostalgia. That Silly Girl on the left with those toys. When that Silly Girl, that would have been her child. Silly Girl would have been like a toddler, and Silly Boy over there as children. And one with the legs would have been Sally Girls. And the Bob the Builder toy reference, Booba, Barney, Angelina Ballerina, and Elmo from Sesame Street. And Blue from Blue's Clues. And Silly Boy as a child was playing Thomas the Tank Engine. And Penny Girl is holding that Good to Grow juice of DJ Catnip from Gabby's Dollhouse. Now here's Silly Boy and Silly Girl are holding hands with Penny Girl was building a sandcastle. Look like they're having their friendship, but they're actually holding their hands. And they're both wearing their swimsuits and bathing suits. He's wearing a blue bathing suit and she's wearing a pink bikini bathing suits. And now Silly Boy and Silly Girl are wearing like the Panther Perk clothes. Now here's Silly Girl. Yep, we're almost to the end part. So yeah, that's all I got to say for showing this Silly Boy and Silly Girl. And happy Valentine's Day for 2025. And that's me showing you most of the Silly Girl pictures. I didn't show you every of my Silly Girl pictures. I do have a lot more Silly Girl pictures, but they're not but they're actually not colored. So yeah. So anyways, I'm going to show you a little more, couple of these things before ending this video. Some of these silly girl pictures, but they're not by drawings. They may draw by on a computer. Okay, here is Silly Boy on this picture that was drawn on the computer, on the Windows XP computer. And here's Silly Girl that was drawn on the Windows XP computer. Here's Silly Girl. Look how pretty she is. Silly Girl loves, and she loves pink a lot, especially the girly stuff. And Silly Boy and Silly Girl holding hands. And that's the end of this video. Thank you for showing this Silly Girl and Silly Boy pictures and more. Have a great day. Say bye, Silly Girl. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. And happy Valentine's Day of February 14th of 2025, that is. Da 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 da. Da da da. This is Oobi Logo.